Oh, hello. My name is Mara and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay, so I'm doing a little TBR action for you guys today. I'm going to be doing a little project for the month of September, and to my knowledge, this is not a thing. This is just something I came up with because it was alliteratively pleasing, which is Southern September. Basically, I am a Southerner. I'm from the American South, and I really enjoy Southern literature quite a bit, and I have, like, you know, some things on my TBR that I've been meaning to get to, and I thought it might just be fun to kind of have a concentrated effort towards reading some of those books that I've been meaning to get to, in terms of reading some Southern literature that I have not previously read. Now, when I say Southern, what I mean is that these are Southern authors, and the books themselves have some sort of like specifically Southern content for the most part. At least I think they somewhat do, and I mean, I've not read them yet, so I could be wrong, but that is my impression. And yeah, I have 4 weeks that I'll be doing this. So from starting next week, every Friday for the month of September, you will see a review about one of the books I'm going to talk about up here on my channel. And yeah, I just thought this might be kind of a fun way to like have a themed TBR. That was something I said I wanted to do at the beginning of the year, was have like more kind of like related content going together. And so yeah, you'll see reviews of that. I might try to get creative and do a reading vlog. We'll see if I get into some of these books and I feel like they would be interesting to see my response as I go, I may do that, but we will just have to wait and see on that. So without further ado, I thought I would share the 4 books / works that I will be reading for Southern September this year. If I enjoy it, I may do this again next year, because actually I've been thinking about maybe trying to read the famous authors from my hometown next year. But anyway, that's next year. This year, let me tell you what I'm gonna read. Okay. The one thing that I know 100% absolutely I am going to read for this TBR is I'm going to read my little box set of March by John Lewis. These are graphic novels that are essentially an autobiography for Representative John Lewis. This details his involvement in the American Civil Rights in the 1950s and 60s, and I am so hyped to read this. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about it. It's been a while since I've read like essentially historical graphic novel, but I really like, I mean, I've read Mouse and adored that, so like I think I'm really gonna like this as a format. And yeah, I'm so excited to read this. I am 100% gonna get to this in September. So this is the only, I have 4 other options, which I will get to at least 3 of those 4 other options, but I 100% will get to this one. Another one that I'm likely to go ahead and get to is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. Now, I've been holding off on reading this because I think for reasons that are probably pretty easy to intuit, which is just that like I loved To Kill a Mockingbird, and I'm worried about what this is gonna do to my perception of that. But I'm actually, you know, I'm excited. I think that the idea of Atticus being problematized is, I think, actually a good thing ultimately. Yeah, we can maybe get into that whenever I actually finish. I've not read this and I'm already having thoughts about why maybe this is good. So I'll hold my horses on that. But I think I really would like to go ahead and get to this. This has been something I've wanted to read since it came out and just have been sort of waiting for the right time. Okay, and then 2 ebooks I have, and I think these are the 2 that I want to get to, but I may, I don't know, just depending on how things work out, I do have a kind of a backup one here. So one that I want to get to is Love in the Ruins by Walker Percy. Now, I have read his novel The Moviegoer a few years ago. Actually, I remember that I read that on the train from Vancouver to Portland, and that was a lovely reading experience. And yeah, it's sort of like that mid-century sort of like literary novel that doesn't have a lot going on in it, but like it doesn't seem to have a lot happening, but there's magnitudes happening underneath the surface. I don't know. Walker Percy, I really enjoyed that novel, and he's somebody, I have a few of his books as ebooks and have been interested to get to those at some point, so I've decided that now might be the right point to get to it. So Love in the Ruins, I think that is one that I think in theory that's one of the ones I want to read. And the other ebook that I would like to read, and this is one that I really would like to read, is Let Us Now Praise Famous Men by James Agee. This is another nonfiction pick on this list, and basically I think it was like in the middle of the Great Depression, basically, James Agee and somebody else decided to start documenting the plight of Southern sharecroppers, and it kind of culminated into this book about kind of their, like, the horrible things that were happening to them during the Great Depression. So I think that just sounds interesting, and it's kind of a good historical kind of lens, but also James Agee is from my hometown. I'm from East Tennessee and he's from the Knoxville area, as I am. So he's somebody I've always wanted to get to because he's like a local author. His most famous fiction work, I believe, is A Death in the Family, which maybe I will read that next year. We'll see how things go. But yeah, this is one that I've been wanting to get to, and I think it's kind of a part of this like kind of nebulous project I've had for the 4 years of the current president that we are under here in the US, of wanting to read historically and sociologically into a lot of the factors that have sort of led us to this current political moment. So I think that will fit in well with this. Actually, this entire project I think kind of fits in with that overall sort of nebulous macro goal that I have for the next few years. But anyway, so I really would like to get to that one. Honestly, I think the Walker Percy one is the one that I'm most willing to kind of swap out. And if I swap it out, it will be for Selected Stories by Eurdora Welty. Now, as of this filming, I am about to read her novel Delta Wedding for a book club that I'm in. I need to read that actually probably tomorrow so that I can go to that book club. And if I like that novel, then I may go ahead and swap the Walker Percy out for this because I have her short stories and I am curious to get to them. If that book does not go well, then maybe I won't be as eager to get to this. Interjecting from the future, I read Delta Wedding. I did not really like it, therefore I think it is very unlikely that I will get to this particular collection. But this is sort of my like potential one I may sub in for one of these other 4 books. But yeah, this is my kind of backup pick for the TBR. I've got these and a couple of others in e-form, and that will be my TBR for Southern September. I'm excited. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, one of my goals for this year was to sort of like look at my TBR and see if I could come up with some like kind of theming I could do with it. And I think that this potentially could work out really well. If I enjoy it, I might do Southern September again next year. We'll see. I also invite you, if you have any kind of books by Southern authors or about the South that have been on your shelf, to join me in Southern September. If you are so inclined, definitely let me know if you've got anything that you might read along with me during that time. I'm not really making this like a big like thing the way that like March Mystery Madness or Nonfiction November or whatever. This isn't like a big community thing, at least that I know of, but something that I just kind of wanted to do for my TBR. So you're welcome to join, but either way, I'm gonna have fun reading some Southern lit from my shelves. But anyway, I think that will do it for this TBR. So like I said, start next week, starting next Friday, you will be able to see some reviews from me on these various books that I'm gonna be reading. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. And I think that will do it. I hope you're having a really lovely day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!